gave you 3 concerns in Dawah. Can you remind me what they were? What's the first area of Dawah? General masses. Second area of Dawah, the intellectual elite. And third area of Dawah, debaters. Specifically debaters. And you know, within each of these layers, within each of these areas of Dawah, there are specializations. Like within general masses, we need da'i specifically for teenagers, because they got weird problems that a specialist has to deal with. Who's going to talk to teens? I can't talk to teens. People think I can, I can't. I don't know. They're on a different planet at this point as far as I'm concerned. Abdul Rahman can talk to teens, I think. A lot better than I can. But I'm just I'm lost. You know? Not the show, guys, not the show. You know? And then there's the da'wah to men. There's da'wah to women. There's da'wah to families. There's da'wah to parents. There's da'wah to children. There's da'wah to our seniors. There's da'wah to the Christian community. There's da'wah to the Jewish community. There's da'wah to the Hindu community, the Buddhist community, the agnos community, the atheist community. They all need maw'idah hasana. They all need it. They all need good advice. And then when you get to the intellectual level, there are different specializations, and we need specialists in each of these areas. And when it comes to debate, there are people who are debating against Islam from a political point of view. They're debating against Islam from a hadith point of view, from a Quran point of view, from a Sharia point of view, from a social justice point of view. They have these different angles from which they attack Islam. From a historical point of view, they'll attack whether the Quran is the same Quran from the time of the Prophet or not, ﷺ, and they'll make documentaries about it. We need responses from each angle. You know? And mashallah, we have the manpower. We really do. We have the manpower. And we have amazingly talented, intelligent youth that can become resources. They can become, treasures for the ummah. They really can. We have to invest in them. I'll give you just one example of it and I'll conclude. Some time ago I met this young guy. Did I tell you about Kevin? Any talk before? I never told you about Kevin? Kevin's a good friend of mine. I met him in Chicago. I was teaching an Arabic class in Chicago, and I met this young brother named Kevin McInerney, who had become Muslim in college. He went to University of Chicago, philosophy major, wanted to go to law school after that, and he had a 4.0 GPA in philosophy. Okay, and he's originally, I think 2 generations back, they're Spaniards, but he's a white American, you can say. He's Anglo-Saxon, he's a white guy, but he's originally Spanish, from Spain, not Latin America. Okay, so this guy gets a 4.0 GPA in philosophy, hardcore atheist. He used to have a video blog about atheism and how stupid people are that believe in God. That's what his video blog used to be on YouTube. And he had like hundreds of thousands of hits on it. Senior year of college, he became Muslim. Senior year of college, and he became Shia first. He was given dawah to Islam by a Shia guy in college, and he became Shia. And he was a Shia for 2 years. And then on his own research, he became Sunni. No Sunni gave him dawah. Muslim talk. He just on his own research, he said, no, this is the right way. And he became a Sunni. And then he started another video blog. And that was about how stupid atheists are. Right? And how dumb their arguments are, how stupid he used to be, and etc. Hundreds of thousands of hits again. And you know what? Atheists leave death threats on their trolls at the bottom of his video. They leave death threats against him. And he says to them, who's the extremist now, huh? And you know what he did one time? SubhanAllah, and this is amazing what he did. This is kind of controversial what he did, but I thought it was crazy. It was awesome. He put on this you know how the Philistines have this scarf that's black and white, the checkered? He wrapped it around his head, and he's got this black screen behind him, and he's holding a paper and he's reading something really angrily in English. About how we will not tolerate disbelievers and we will wipe them out and blah, 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 blah. It's going off, right? And then he puts it down, and he takes the thing off, and he zooms in on the paper. Part of it was quotes from the Bible, the rest of it's from the KKK. Right? He's just making a point. The extremism is everywhere. It's not one religion, it's not one thing. It can take any form. You know? But people that are listening to the first, they're like, oh my God. What's he doing? You know? But he made an amazing point. You know? So, you know, and people like that, and when I met him, he wanted to continue his Islamic studies. So I said, bro, and he found a program in Malaysia, actually, a master's degree in Islamic philosophy and ethics, which basically would prepare him to do some real dawah work when he comes back. So, alhamdulillah, he left, and may Allah give him success in his studies. I think he should be back in a couple of years. And he'll be an asset to the entire country, inshallah ta'ala, when he comes back. But you know, there's talent like that. It's just all over the place. If we were really a community, we would spot that talent before they had to look for solutions. We would say, come on, let's go. We'll help you out. This is all of our problems. This is not one person's problem, one person's project. You know, similarly, I think Sheikh Nouman gave the khutbah today over here in Plano. His project in Los Angeles, it's awesome. I've been there. I spoke at their fundraiser almost a year ago. That project is amazing what they're trying to do. And I think it can be replicated all over the country. What he's doing is very intelligent. And one of the things that makes him unique, this brother, is that he was at Deloitte and Touche before. He was like, in the 90s he had a 6-figure salary. If he had stayed in that job, right now he'd have a 7-figure salary. He left it to do this project. Just to do this project. And his philosophy was, we have to come up with a better way of financially managing Islamic projects. And so, and if, inshallah, you'll get an opportunity to speak to him when he comes back, or maybe visit his website and see how it's revolutionary what he's trying to do. None of the fundraising these people do goes towards operational expenses. All of it goes to the capital expense of building. Because they have such a good business plan that they don't have to fundraise to keep the institution going. They don't have to do that. That comes from tuitions and whatever programs they're running. So they don't. Once they're done raising the funds for the building itself, fundraising stops, end. That's their pledge. We're not going to fundraise. That's how rock solid our business plan needs to be. I mean, we need people like that. You know, planners like that can take our community forward. Bottom line though, in this talk, in this brief conversation I wanted to have with you, I wanted to give you at least some picture of the kinds of areas of dawah work that are needed. And the kinds of the prerequisites we all have to fulfill, and how we have to become a family, wallahi. You know, we're all brothers in Islam, but people that are living in Plano or are praying at the same masjid and you're coming here for Jum'ah, you have even more reason to be brothers. You are brothers even by proximity on top of Islam. And you have the opportunity to share salams with each other, fulfill the saying of the Prophet ﷺ, Afshu salam. That makes you even more brothers. And when you're supporting the masjid, you're supporting any cause locally, like even the Fresco community here, that makes you even more brothers. And that should increase your brotherhood. It shouldn't happen like everywhere else. You know what happens? The bigger the masajid get, the bigger, the nastier the arguments get. It happens all over the country. I'm not pointing at any one masjid. It happens all over the country. And the harder people's hearts get, the more apart they get from each other. No. The more we grow, the more our unity should grow. Our brotherhood should grow. Our tolerance should grow. That has to happen because we have a huge project ahead of us. We can't even start thinking about that project if our prerequisites are not met. You know, and Allah is expecting results from us. The clock is ticking. We have to answer Allah for what we did. We are in a better position to do this than most Muslims across the world. There are Muslims in the world that if they say even a little bit about Islam, they are arrested. In Muslim countries, they are arrested. They're taken away. I knew a brother who used to live in New York. He moved to a country which shall not be named. And he went there and he started giving a halaqah after Fajr about the benefits of praying at the masjid. Nothing. He's not talking about toppling any government. He's just talking about just the fada'il of praying Fajr in the masjid. 3 days later, the cops showed up and said, you do this the 4th day, your passport will be revoked, you'll be deported, your assets will be frozen, etc., etc. I was like, what? Why not just salat in the masjid? That's all I said. He's like, yeah, today salat in the masjid, tomorrow you'll go crazy. So, we don't need this. We don't need this here. Allah has given us this gift of free speech that we enjoy in this country. Allah will ask us about it. Allah will ask us about this gift. This gift of, the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, that is part of the Constitution that we enjoy, Muslims enjoy in this country. How did when we pursued our happiness, did we pursue Allah's pleasure at the same time? We're going to have to answer Allah. When we have liberty in this country, did we use that liberty to serve Allah's deen? We will have to answer. You know, those of you who go and take your pledge and become citizens or whatever, you say, oh my God, now I have the freedoms to really serve Allah. Really serve. We don't think that. We think, oh, now it's time to party. You know? Now I can travel, abroad. I can go to England for a vacation or something. But we have to change our mentality. And as an ummah, we have to become people of responsibility. I pray this brief talk was of benefit to you. I know I took way over the time allotted to me, and I apologize for that. Inshallah ta'ala, we will have another opportunity to sit and chat about some other issues. I didn't get to do these ayat at all. Can I just do the ayat? Just one ayat? Okay. It ties everything together. Ud'u ila sabili rabbik. Call to the way of your master. He needs a call to Allah. Ila sabili rabbik, the way of your master. In other words, when we call people, we have to let them know this deen will be a struggle. When you go on a road, it's hard. You get tired. It's not just an easy thing you come into Islam. We have to call people to this struggle. How would you call these people? بِالْحِكْمَةِ وَالْمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. With wisdom. You know there's a higher elite of society. How do you call them? With wisdom. وَالْمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ. With good advice. Who do you give good advice to? Common people. وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. And you debate them in the way that is best. Who is this? The debaters who should respond. These all three in one ayah. All three in one ayah. And he says, إِنَّ رَبَّكَ أَعْلَمُ. هُوَ أَعْلَمُ. Your master, he truly knows best. بِمَنْ ضَلَّ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ. About who's been lost or who's misguided from his path. Allah knows. In other words, when you do da'wah, don't expect people to become Muslim. Allah knows who's guided and who's misguided. That's not your job. Your job is to do da'wah. وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِالْمُهْتَدِينَ. And he knows who are committed to guidance. You don't worry about that. You just do the calling. You just do the work of da'wah. The results are with Allah. What an amazing way Allah summed the entire philosophy of da'wah together in one ayah. This, by the way, is surah number 16. Those of you who would like to read the passage yourselves, the entire passage is very powerful. Surah number 16, and this is ayah number 165. 165. With that I conclude. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Hakim wa nafa'ni wa iyyakum bil ayati wa dhikr al-Hakim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.